Looks like putting the power shaft on it and the agitator may be all there is to it. This has got to be entertaining. This here's got to be on there. That's our agitator.
Kind of one-handed. Kind of got to hold myself up.
I'd say as long as you got the nylon in there.
It's pretty tight now. I think we're good. But that is unique, the way that agitator's going to work.
This is our key for our gate adjustment.
Okay.
That's fairly simple. You set your stop wherever you want to stop.
Actually, I think that looks great. Very good.
All right.
Yes. And up here's your chart.
Do want to have that on the open tractor probably.
I think it'd be better on the open tractor.
I think so too.
It's got individual spreads or side spreading. You can spread with one side with two section spread here with this thing.
I think we're dandy.
I think that shaft will be okay.
It's perfect.
Looks good to me.
Razz her up.
I just wanted to watch and make sure our power shaft didn't get too short.
Oh, I think you're good on power shaft. That looks like a huge hopper. It does. That's big. That's one of the frustrations with the other ones I have, that they're too small. I have to fill up every little bit. Oh, I think that's pretty cool. That needs a video.
The chart gives you options for how fast you're going to drive and what rate you want to put on. And this key, you can set it in the hole to adjust how your stop on how far the gate comes open. So that adjusts your rate. The size of the hole on the bottom relates to your speed to set your rate. We've got a chart for 12, 12, 12 tractor speed options of 3, 5, and 7 mile an hour. See, I've set it on number 4 for 80 pound to the acre, 83 is what it says, at a 52-foot spreading width, and I don't think we're going to spread that wide, so we may want it narrower than that. We may want to run it slower.
How about let's put 4 bags in?
Or not quite that much to start. Yeah. But we could set our gate a little more closed until we get figured out what we do want to do.
Okay.
It's going to be more of a trial and error than it is a perfection anyway.
Yeah.
It just gives us a good starting point.
Yep.
Ready for fertilizer?
Yeah, it looks like you guys got her put together.
Well, we're resident experts, buddy.
More or less.
This is a new fertilizer spreader. We'll show you a clip or two from last year's fertilizer spreader. It wasn't so good.
It wasn't good as
It was Randall on the back of the golf cart, throwing it out like this. And, well, he followed direction real well. I could tell him when to turn it on and off, but the spread quality was a little less than desired.
It worked. The grass grew.
This is an upgrade anyway. TractorBasics.com. It's part of SkidSteerSolutions.com. This is, well, it's what it says. It's Tractor Basics, right? This is a basic fertilizer spreader. It's got a big hopper.
It does.
A really nice hopper.
One of my complaints about some of the fertilizer spreaders I've had for my lawn has been too small.
Okay.
I put a bag in or a half a bag and it's just too small.
Bounces out and everything else.
This one's got a really cool agitator. Sometimes the fertilizer will bridge in there. That agitator's nice on that. It's cost effective. Use code TTWT at TractorBasics.com and you'll get a nice discount. What do you guys see here? Anything?
I think it looks like something that's going to work.
Yeah. Better than last year's.
Better than hand throwing.
The hopper's all poly.
We're ready for product.
Yeah, put her in there. Hey, we're swinging here a little bit. It seems to me like we ought to.
Would you rather lock it tight?
Probably should be tight on this.
We're using a basic starter 12-12-12 fertilizer here, which is, well, I mean, that's great for new seeding. It's mid-September at this point, early September, so we don't have as much fear of hot weather and the grass sprouting, and yeah, so I think the timing's going to be good on this. We'll get some starter spread.
How many bags you want in there right now, guys?
We didn't have to cut the PTO shaft. It fit perfectly. We're not using a quick hitch, but that's not because it's not compatible. We're not using a quick hitch because we didn't have any bushings handy. And we are 200 miles, actually probably close to 250 miles from our house. This has been a big project, as you've seen.
Okay. Next best spreader tractor driver.
I'm going to get back to Vinny. I am not the fertilizer spreader. Randall is the fertilizer spreader. I mean, he's the one that had to do it this way last year, so.
Yeah. We can give it a try. I do think, though, we'll have to run the power takeoff slow because we're not spreading 50. It's got a 52-foot spread width.
52-foot spread width.
52, that's way...
And that's what our chart gives us
Yeah.
rates for, is 52 foot. So we're gonna, if we run it slower, then we'll need to be shut down a lot more with the
Oh
gate.
yeah.
We don't need to spread it much farther than like
Well,
30 at the...
Well, that'd be max probably for what the area we have to spread.
Yep.
Oh, you're spreading plenty.
How's my width?
Your width
About
is
right. Just
fine.
right. Just
Your
right.
width is almost to the golf cart.
Heavy on the left, pretty hard, ain't it?
Yeah. And that may be because of your engine speed too.
Maybe. What do you think we're doing here? Okay?
Yeah, I think you're doing fine. Well, Randall, this is a lot easier than your hand throwing.
Yeah,
And maybe just a tad more accurate.
Oh, I think it's a lot
well,
more
more
efficient.
even.
Oh, it's looking good.
I think it looks nice.
Are you
And
getting any right down in the
No.
swale? Okay.
Well, maybe. Pretty heavy left, right? Yeah. That's because we're not running the engine.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why. I like.
Drive to the right a little. And then I can,
Give it just a little more throttle.
what do you think of that?
I think it's a good width. I think it's still heavy left. Did you say you had a way to change the left and right, shut one of them totally off and on?
Yeah. I gotta screw a knob out of the handle to do that because there's two gates.
Okay, I think that's meant to adjust the left right separately.
But I don't think I can adjust them partially.
It's going around and around inside the
Yeah,
poly
you can
now.
see that.
You can see it going around.
Oh, we're about empty, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just about in. Needed another bag or two.
So we got
All
6
right,
more.
you're
We're done.
out.
You're out. You're out. Right here at the corner.
What we noticed is that it was spreading a little bit more, actually a good bit more on the left side than the right side with our fertilizer. Tom had actually pointed out that the granules on our fertilizer were extra large from what we typically see. I don't know if that's relevant or not. But the book says that we can adjust the left to right pattern by adjusting these veins, and it tells you which direction to do it. There's 4 positions for each of these veins. What it says is to adjust 2 of them that are opposing each other to a different position, depending on whether it's too much to the left or right. So that's what we're going to try.
Hey, I got more on the left.
Yeah, that's pretty even right there. That looks good to me.
Very good. It sure looks different coming out of the spreader from back here.
So that probably narrows up our spread width, I bet, since it doesn't sling near.
Right, right. Depending on your application here,
Oh, I feel like I'm almost heavy right now. All right, let's speed her up and see what happens. Too wide.
Yeah, if anything, heavy right. But this is great. And so we now know that we can change the spread pattern with the veins, and there's plenty of adjustment.
they really have good adjustments. To,
Yeah, lots of adjustability.
lost adjustments on their piece of equipment there.
I think the difference in materials would probably impact
Would
that
change a lot, sure.
Light seeds and stuff, you might need a whip part.
Yeah, I bet. I think it's about empty. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end.
Drive faster.
I don't think I've got enough left to fix that.
Yeah, you're still spreading. You're still spreading. You're still spreading.
Very, 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 very close. It also
There it's
spread-
gone.
It also spreads it all out, doesn't it? Okay, guys, I'm impressed with that.
Very favorably.
Okay, that's 3 mile an hour right there.
Yeah. Go ahead and go a little. Or
There's 4
Right
mile
here.
an hour.
right here's where it needs it anyway.
Okay, I'm just speeding back up to 4 mile an hour here. I think we're going to have plenty to make it to the end.
I think we're in pretty good shape right here, back here, really.
Am I throwing on the center of the trench pretty well?
Not too bad. I think it would be good if you could have a little left over to spread on those two little grass patches there by the cabin.
Okay, we're going to have plenty left here this time, the way it looks.
Very good. Very good. Plenty.
So drive faster or not?
A little faster.
Hey, we've got a straw spreading assembly line going here that beats all.
It's actually working better than I expected.
Wind changed here, I think, or else we've kind of gone around the wind. Yeah. Meanwhile, Tom's doing some seeding, but we just got a call that somebody's wanting to come get this straw blower in just a few minutes, so we realized we have to get going here, and we're rushing a little bit more specifically. This is working very well. I have a feeling we're not going to like it in just a couple of yeah, Randall, no more bales. No more bales. We're going to go south and come back north, okay?
Sounds like a very good plan.
You done?
Woo! Boy, that thing is ground.
Oh, I lost another bale. Here it goes. Okay, I've got to figure out how to turn it. Well, we learned we don't want to blow straw into the wind. That is a slight modification on the old saying, but yeah. How's the planter man coming? Are we gonna be done in time?
We're distributing seeds, little bitty seeds.
We must not be putting on a high enough rate because we haven't used near enough grass seed.
There really is a certain speed the camera person should be driving as well. And I was not going quite fast enough.
But at this point, we probably have about 10 minutes left before the rental period ends on our boat. Okay, forward driver. And the rental period ends when the next guy comes to pick it up. Meanwhile, we are doing something wrong, major wrong. Tom is seeding after spreading the straw.
Well, I think changing direction was a good plan.
That's the last straw.
I'm gonna bring you 2 or 3 more straws. Just kept them special, just for this.
That's working pretty good, Tom. I don't
Good.
see it. It doesn't seem to be harming the straw at all.
Good, good deal. I thought it would poke it in pretty good, really. I think it'll seal it. I think that poking it in is not will help that straw from blowing quite as bad.
You might even, come over it again just to poke it in again.
I see it all over the top of the ground here. We really appreciate the folks at Baker Seed. Debbie and Dan and Shane have been really good to our family through all the years. And we appreciate them helping be a supplier for the grass seed here today. Appreciate the friendship we've had with the family through the years.
I can really see the seed coming out of the shoots now.
Good.
Yeah, this project turned out, like most, to be a little more involved than we expected.
Well, we got lots of things done.
I think Randall and I were trying to calculate maybe 5, maybe even 600 feet of swale.
Okay, very good.
I bet it was.
And we've got it, I
We
think,
did it
all
in-
sloped and gonna drain here.
We did it in 4 laser settings,
Yeah.
4 sets of the laser.
Yeah, it's one thing with using a laser. You have to kind of move the laser and do all this at different times. I suppose if you were using GPS, you could do it all in one shot somehow, but that'd probably require more math, Randall.
Yeah.
Well, unless you had the fancy program that did it all on its own.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We were just discussing, would there be any more efficient way to do this? Now, it's not that I really care if there's a more efficient way, because this is the tools we have, right? But on the other hand, it's always kind of fascinating just to think about it. And I don't really think, you know, we don't want any wider box blade, maybe a box blade that held a little bit more material.
With the bigger tractor, you could have pulled more dirt at once, probably, with the bigger.
I don't know. I thought it worked out great.
I did too, and
And we
were
had
here.
all our dirt in the pile at the end instead of scattered out along the edge of it with an
Well, we
angle blade
couldn't-
or something.
Hard to pick up, so
An
I
angle-
think it worked
An
great.
angle blade would have made just windrows along the side that you'd had to dealt with.
Yeah,
Been more difficult to deal with. So
I
yeah.
think this
I
worked
think it
better.
worked great.
pulling it all out to the end worked.
Yeah.
I think this approach was great. The Tractor Basics fertilizer spreader,
Hey,
I
that
believe,
thing worked really good.
that's a lot better than the Randall Basics.
Yeah.
That Randall Basics brand, I think we should retire.
Well, I hate to go that far.
They did a more even job for sure.
They didn't complain there as much either. As I recollect, the Randall spreader was always complaining about the driving and this and that, you know.
I've heard that before.
Trying to dump me off the back of the golf cart.
We've had a fabulous time. This has been a lot of fun, and a lot of projects like this, I think that's one of the biggest things, right? I mean,
Sure.
there might be a more efficient way, or there might be a faster way, or there might be a cheaper way, or there whatever. But you know what? We've had a lot of fun.
It worked. It worked.
And I think we've got something that'll do what we've started out to do.
Yep. It's great to be able to help an organization like Well-Built Christian Service Camp. Is this going to make some eternal difference? Whether that water drains or not, I don't know. But you know what?
Well, it'll help the water from getting into cabins where it's caused more problem for.
Yeah, it's going to cost money if we didn't get it drained.
Yeah, so I think it's a great thing.
So sometimes some projects like this are, you know, it's a way that we can serve.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's the skill set we have. We're not preachers and we're not nurses and doctors and going all these missions trips with that kind of stuff. So you know what? This is just a way we help, and I'm sure that's the way anybody. There's something that you can do that can really help your local organization. You know, your local church, your local church camp, other civic organizations. Help out. So
This camp's been here for many years, and it's been been used by God in so many ways.
yeah,
And,
we've all three of us went to camp here,
Yep.
and look how we turned out. On second thought,
We really appreciate Tyler helping us. I was hoping he'd be here for the closing.
Yeah,
And,
Tyler's incredible.
Tyler's a great man.
Go back and look at last year's video. We did a long interview with Tyler with some more details about the activities and the mission of the camp. It was a very good interview. We decided not to repeat all of that this year because, well, we just did it in that prior episode. So we'll link that episode below in the description if Christy remembers.
Well, God has a way of putting people where they need to be. Tyler's really doing a good job right now.
He's doing a great job. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must become your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many.
Introduction.
Let's start at the beginning of the book. Does it talk about assembly?
Owner's manual.
Not that much of the beginning of the book. There's no assembly instruction.
Well, give
Maybe
me
it's-
time. I know we realize you have been giving me time, but
Just well turn that camera off.
save your battery.